All right, guys, game of the week time. The biggest game in the NFL for week 8. We got the Bengals and the 49ers. Here we go.
Well, so it's interesting because you always talk about what separates, everybody's talented in the league. So where is the separation? Where's the extra motivation? Right? I talk about it a lot. Good teams that lose and get humiliated. I talk a lot about bye weeks, health, quarterback matchup, momentum, right? There's the other things that play into it because the talent gaps are so small in this sport. This is not college where Vanderbilt goes and gets destroyed 7 times a year. This is just not the case in the NFL. So where is the advantage? You could argue that it's almost even, but for different reasons. The Bengals obviously coming off a bye, which is a team that's needed the rest, right? Joe Burrow's been banged up. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, especially T. Higgins, has been banged up. Some guys in the offensive line have been banged up. Orlando Brown, specifically the left tackle, who is their best offensive lineman. For them to get some of those guys healthy, that's huge for them. So you could argue advantage Cincinnati. But then again, I go back to how many times has Kyle Shanahan lost 3 straight?
Not very often.
Especially with that good of a roster. Like can I see a team with 6 future Hall of Famers getting losing 3 straight?
No.
I just can't.
No.
Right? So coming back home with that chip on their shoulder, to me that's the side. But again, those benefits, you could argue that they balance out. So then it comes down to matchups. So let's get to the keys to victory here for this matchup. Let's start with the Bengals. On the offensive side, I think you got to attack them on the outside. I know that you want to run the ball and stay somewhat balanced, but your strength where you have the mismatch is your third receiver is Tyler Boyd. What number 3 corner is as good as Tyler Boyd? What number 3 corner is good enough to cover Tyler Boyd?
Yeah,
not many of them. Tyler Boyd's a very, very good number. He's probably the best 3 in the league.
Yeah.
He would be a low-end 2 most places. He is a great number 3. What number 2 is good enough to cover 6'5" T. Higgins? Not that many, right? And then, of course, you have Jamar Chase. Nobody's good enough to cover Jamar Chase. So your matchups are on the outside. If you try to run the ball up the middle, 30 times, it's just not going to work out. I know it's a lot to ask of Joe Burrow with a hurt calf, but I think that's where you have to attack him.
Yeah, you absolutely have to. The key to beat the 49ers is always going to be try to disrupt that defense as early as possible, too.
Well, yeah, you got to get them on their heels.
Yeah. If you can start getting stuff over the top and then supplement that with a run, you have to hit them with a 2-pronged attack because you're not going to get
No, you can't
anywhere.
be one-dimensional.
No, you can't get anywhere against this team being one-dimensional.
I think the you could leave a back or a tight end in to chip against a Bosa or against that really nice pass rush.
Yeah. Because
you have the guys that are going to be able to win on one-on-ones or even one-on-twos. Like even double teams, you have guys that can win in matchups in coverage, right? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, I know it's college football, but we saw Penn State. They just didn't have anybody that could win on the outside. Right. Drew Allar didn't play well, but they didn't have anybody that was consistently winning on the outside. The Bengals can consistently win on the outside, so you can afford to keep a guy in and help block with that offensive line.
Yeah.
On defense for the Bengals, I would say pressure Brock Purdy. We've seen kind of the bill.
If you can get after him.
If you can get after him. If he stands there with time, he is going to dissect you, Kittle over the middle. They have guys that maybe you can cover Ayuk for 3 seconds. 4, 5, 6, nope. You just stand no chance. With guys that are just really good at extending their route tree. Brock Purdy can extend the play. If he's rolling out to the right, they have guys that are going to go make a play for him. They understand the flow of the game. They understand holes in the zone. So you have to get after Brock. If he extends the play, he's going to kill you.
Yeah, that's where you run into trouble if you're Cincinnati, and that's where it gets very, very dangerous.
I would agree. Okay, for the Niners, offensively, to me, you got to get back to basics. Get Elijah Mitchell some carries. Get McCaffrey some carries. I want 3 guys with 10-plus carries. 35 carries on the day. Get back to basics. Drop Brock back 25 times.
Yeah.
He'll get sacked 1 or 2, and so he'll have 22, 23, passing attempts. That's where Brock Purdy should be. Get back to basics. Zone run scheme. Pound the rock. 3 or 4 guys getting carries.
Right.
That's the way to beat this defense.
Yeah, 100% agree. So, score prediction?
Oh, the defense.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Double Jamar Chase. Screw it, double him.
Just lock him down the whole time.
Double him. I know that I just talked about how good Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins are, but you stand no chance if all 3 are going to beat you. You have to double Jamar Chase and just take your chances on the other 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can do. Score prediction. Niners 27-23.
27-23 Niners.
27-23 Niners.
Okay. Obviously, I'm taking the Niners. I'm going to go, give me 33-31. I think it's going to be
high scoring affair. Okay.
High scoring, but I think the Cincinnati offense has the pieces to kind of break out, even against a good defense.
Yeah.
And I think the weapons and everything that you have going for you in San Francisco also has that ability to kind of make it the shootout feel.
We'll see. They scored 17.
Maybe a couple defensive touchdowns on both sides. Who knows?
Maybe. They scored 17 in back-to-back weeks, so I don't feel great about that. I don't know.
I think it's going to be a good game nevertheless.
We will see.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you today.